Tyran Stokes updates are starting to come out and they intrigue me. Let's go back to the whiteboard and move things around and windhorse this. The most mysterious recruit in the country, also the best recruit in the country, the best player, top rated player in the class of 2026, has always kept people on their toes. This is the kid that for a while we thought Louisville led, then for a long time we thought Kentucky led, then Oregon and USC have been lurking, then Kansas is trying to make a late pitch and sway him with Tay Kinney involved. You never know what Tyran Stokes is going to do. He's been very holding his cards close. You're not going to get a read on this kid. Meanwhile, he's been going to football practice and catching 2 of 8 targets for 47 yards. We'll see. We'll see with Stokes. The big development today is that he has signed a huge deal with Nike. This just broke 30 minutes ago. We were already going to do a different Stokes update, but that's the news of the day. Tyran Stokes, officially a Nike athlete. One would assume there are multiple millions of dollars involved with this. This is not all that different than past number one recruits. Cooper Flagg had a similar deal with, I want to say, Puma. I forget who DeBonsa signed a deal with, but there's always number one recruits signing shoe deals in this NIL era. And Stokes has officially signed with Nike. Now, as we sit in his recruitment, there are 5 schools that are reportedly still under consideration. Excuse me. Louisville, not a Nike school. Kentucky, a Nike school. Kansas, not a Nike school. USC, a Nike school. And maybe most importantly, Oregon, the Nike school. Phil Knight basically funds Oregon athletics. Phil Knight, the creator of Nike, the founder of Nike. So we'll see some twists and turns here still to come. For what it's worth, the update we were going to do before he signed with Nike, Joe Tipton had some reporting on where Stokes' recruitment stands yesterday, and I'm going to read an excerpt from it. This is from Tipton on 3. Go subscribe to On 3 for the full intel. But here's what Tipton wrote. It appeared Louisville was gaining early momentum. The cards are now fading. Kentucky surged as the possible favorite. A couple weeks ago, I would have given Kentucky the edge, but I think Kansas is more in it than people think. Stokes' visit to Oregon also caught his attention. So, anyways, to summarize, Louisville probably out of this. I think the Nike thing would tell you that. USC, no one's hearing anything about them. This is rumored to be Kentucky or Kansas, with Oregon lurking. Kansas being the non-Nike school out of those 3. How do you interpret all of these developments?
Um, I think Mark Pope, I think I saw on Twitter, Mark Pope took him to like Oklahoma City yesterday and met with like SGA and Casey Wallace and all them.
Was Stokes there?
That's somebody DM'd me Stokes was there. I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody DM'd me Stokes was there.
I haven't heard that,
Let me
but I
take
got the same DM you did. I just looked at my DMs.
Yeah, so I'm assuming. Well, first off, I want to say this: love SGA. Congrats on the ring, champ. Congrats on the MVP, Finals MVP, one of the greatest seasons ever. Tyron Stokes, this is now strike 2 of Mark Pope disrespecting you. And I'm going to explain why. The first time was when he chose to fight at Tay Kinney's house and not your house. You're the number one recruit, Tyron. They should be fighting at your house. Second time, you're the number one recruit, Tyron. He took you to Oklahoma. Let's be honest. Take me to LA, man. What are we talking about, Mark? Like, what are we talking about? I'm the number one recruit in the country. I'm playing football. I can't run a route. I ran a slant route. It looked like a curl. I can't do this. You take me to LA. Do not take me to Oklahoma. I'm that guy. So this is now strike 2, Tyron. If he hits strike 3, I have to get involved and I have to make sure you don't go to Kentucky. At the moment, I lean Kentucky. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's home. Clearly, Mark Pope and him have a great relationship. To have someone willingly get on a plane or in a car with you to drive to Oklahoma City, that person really has to like you. So Tyron clearly has like a strong connection with Mark Pope, that like allows him to go to Oklahoma City. So I do believe it's a Kentucky lean, obviously the Nike aspect of it too, but home Nike Oklahoma, it all adds up to me Kentucky at the moment.
Dion, how's your job going?
Beginning of the school year, everything's like a little up and down. One of the biggest issues we've had is we can't find any uniforms for our girls' sports teams.
Mm. That's a difficult thing to find a solution for. I know damn well all about that because I got a daughter that just turned 2. She's into sports and she's already outgrowing every little piece of sports apparel she had. Thankfully, I know Clara Kate Creations. Clara Kate Creations was started by a former high school teacher who quit because it wasn't cost effective to send new twins and a 2-year-old to daycare. She found it easier to make girls' sports apparel than finding it to buy. And I am so thankful that she exists because if we have an old shirt of Murph's that she's outgrown, we can send it in and she takes that piece of apparel that means something and upcycles it into an outfit that Murphy can now wear as she grows up. She makes great stuff. It's honestly kind of like your fullback's wife, Kyle Juszczyk. Is that how you say it? She does that, but honestly, I think Clara Kate's coming for Mrs. Juszczyk's job.
I love that. I'm a big Juice guy, love his wife. Love Clara Kate even more than both of them, though.
You can send in your own custom ideas and she will come up with a design. She's just the best. Look up Clara Kate Creations on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Creative to say the least. Now, Nate Oates was in the gym with Oklahoma City too.
Really?
So the only thing I saw was that Pope and Oates were there. I don't know if Oklahoma City like invited multiple coaches to something or what this was, but if it was a recruiting ploy and Stokes was actually there were at least other non-Kentucky people there. It wasn't like one special weird thing going on. Yeah, it's an interesting point. I mean, do we think he's bringing Stokes to Oklahoma City to be like, look, you can be what SGA was? Because if that's the pitch, is he trying to push him to Arkansas? Nike school? What? To me, I don't know. I'm confused. Also, like Stokes is like a Hollywood kid. Why not just bring him to the Lakers well, Anthony Davis isn't there. He's in Dallas anymore. But I don't know. To me, it's weird. Come to Oklahoma City with me to see the guy Calipari coached 7 years ago. I don't know that that's resonating with the guy that is Hollywood stars all this time. I don't know.
So Oklahoma City just invited a bunch of like college coaches to like first day of training camp, essentially.
That's what it sounds like. And then Kentucky fans are spinning this that Mark Pope brought Tyran Stokes to SGA.
Yeah. So like, there's a world Tyron went there, invited by the Thunder, and Mark Pope just happened to be in the gym too.
Possibly. Hopefully, Pat Kelsey wasn't there. Otherwise, there might have been beef.
I think they should. I think if Mark Pope wants him, they should have fought at the facility. Like,
I love this is my favorite angle for you. He doesn't want anyone unless he's fighting at your house. So, um, no, look, I don't know how I'd feel as a Kentucky fan. I would want Tyron Stokes. I'd be in this until the finish line for sure. I would feel like I got a chance. I'm Kentucky, and this is #1 recruit in the country. I'd always feel that way. I've always said, be careful believing anything with Stokes. And to me, if the story has ever been this school leads, the only consistent with that in Stokes' recruitment thus far has been they don't lead for long. Like to me, if a school is the presumed leader, that's because the Stokes family wants you to think they're the presumed leader, and then they love to pull the rug out from under you. That's what this player and this family do. They like mystery. So for the family and the kid that like mystery to be so verbal, like, yeah, we like Kentucky, wouldn't really trust that. You got to know who you're dealing with here. I would read the Nike thing. I think is big. Nike thing I think is big, and that's an objective win if you're Kentucky because it's presumed that it's Kentucky or Kansas. So if this kid's with Nike and it's supposed to be Kentucky or Kansas, it should be Kentucky. Just the only problem with that is Oregon is still one of the schools, man. Like you can't sit here and read he signed with Nike as a good development when Phil Knight's involved here. That's a total mystery. Like, cool, Louisville's not getting him again, and maybe that's what Kentucky fans will do. It seems like they don't even care if they get the recruits; they just don't want Pat Kelsey to get them. But like, dude, Phil Knight is the big bad wolf in the room right now, and I don't. It's kind of feeling ominous, like it could be Oregon to me.
I think it's crazy, like that Kentucky fans aren't a little fearful of USC too. Like I think home and Nike, or like going to LA and Nike, because like I mean obviously Lexington's home, but if you told this kid he could play in LA, like he would do it in a heartbeat, right? Like that, like he like you said, he's a Hollywood dude. So I mean Phil Knight's lurking, USC's involved. You never Bill Self, take Kenny. I don't know. Kentucky should be a little on edge. I thought Mark Pope took him to Oklahoma City, which is why I thought you'd give Kentucky a lean here. If they just were in the same gym together and Mark Pope was like, yo, let's take a picture, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. So I don't know. I feel like that what's like the latest somebody could commit? February?
I don't know, but Tyron will probably do it.
Yeah,
Be my
like whatever
guess.
the latest somebody could commit, that's what Tyron's gonna do. And don't sleep on like Florida or Florida State. Like don't don't sleep on to Miami. Don't sleep on Jay Lucas getting involved in this and it just being extended. But like I mean Oregon and Phil Knight make a lot of sense. And this has nothing to do with Tyron Stokes, but I do want to send a message to Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all just came off a championship. If the way you celebrate your championship is inviting Nate Oates, Mark Pope, and Tyron Stokes to your training camp, when the Warriors did that and we invited Lionel Messi, it's on this year.